Hi all, this is Sia Nas and welcome to episode 56 of the Diary of Sia Nas. So a lot of dramas before getting ready for today. There's always dramas, but today's been makeup. I poked my eye out with the mascara brush and now it just feels like there's a rock in my eye, my left eye. And lighting an issue. I don't know why today it's brighter than other days, and I've got the light further back than I normally have it, and it's just white as can be. And then the camera has been cutting out, and I pressed the record button like 4 times and it didn't start recording, and lucky I've kept an eye on it. So I turned the camera section off and then back on again, so it's been cutting out a lot, so I think the video is going to be pretty bad. I think it's going to be cutting out a lot, so maybe just follow along on the audio. This is mainly for when I record, I put it up on YouTube, so I think that one's going to be a bit sketchy. Got a new background, balloons. I'm not feeling very balloony today. Had a very long day, but let's start with Monday. So the week started on the 27th of January, and on Monday I do my norm, which is I edit the podcast and then I upload the podcast to Anchor. I did my yoga. I did some gardening. I lopped off some massive branches on a fig tree we've got. This massive branch, and it almost toppled the fence because it sits on the fence, but this branch was sitting on a gate and the gate had come off the hinges. Like, this is how heavy this the trunk had come, and then I had to, not the trunk, a branch, but it was almost the size of a trunk, and I was sawing that off, and I had to get some help because I couldn't wait for Dad to do it. He's not been too well, so people had to come to my rescue and help me with that. So I was very proud of myself because it took me a while. I cut it off with a saw, and it took me about maybe 20 minutes to saw it off. It took me that long. I was very proud of myself, and I managed to clear the fig tree. So it's looking good now, and the gate's being fixed, and I just never noticed it. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't notice. Like, I'm usually just lost in my own world, and unless something's pointed out to me, I don't know. Even though I walk past it every day, like at home now I have to be more aware of things because Dad is not able to do things like he used to. And I've just never noticed things before. You know, you come into the house and you leave the house, and then you're watching TV, or you're in the kitchen, or, you know, I'm in my bedroom doing my stuff. I don't notice outside, and I'm just sort of noticing outside more now. So it's been interesting. So I did that, and then I also finished a beat off called Thunder Rolls, which is the beat of the week, and you will be hearing and seeing that. I haven't made the video for it, but I'm very excited about it because I can pull like thunder clouds and thunderclaps and things like that. I guess I can't put sound, but the visuals will be really cool because there's heaps of rain and thunder in the beat. So I'm really enjoying making beats now because I'm making them, I guess, a bit more, I don't know, avant-garde. Like, they're not your normal beats. I'm just very different in everything that I do, and I think I was just trying to rein that in, like, who's going to want to listen to it, or is it going to be too weird or too 70s or too niched? And that's why I wasn't wanting to make beats. But now that I'm allowing myself to make the beats that I want to make, I'm really quite happy making beats, and, you know, just putting little quirks in them and just making them how I want them. And I'm really happy with this Thunder Rolls beat, and I started to make it because there was a massive storm last week, and it's got all these samples in there. So I'm just looking down. I keep forgetting my purple fluffy llama diary. I'm looking at when I'm looking down. And it was there was a massive storm, so I just went through some samples that I had with storms in them, and just layered them on top of each other. There's like 10 different layers of different storms, like rain on the house roof and rain on the street and hard rain and soft rain and rain with thunder. So it's all in there, all layered. And there's a sample in there. I'm calling it Thunder Rolls, but there's a sample in there called Something Beautiful. So when you listen to the beat, the verses have got all the rain in them and they're quite dark, but then in the chorus they're quite happy and you get like a dance beat in there. So it sounds a bit unusual. I think I wanted the whole beat to have a happy sound as well as the darkness and the light together, but I thought maybe that might be too odd. So I think I like this way better because you can tell a story. Like during the verses it's like sad and it's got the thunder and the storm in there, and then during the chorus it's happier. So I think it's worked out well, and I never intended it to work out like that. I was just trying to get some so that it wasn't a boring beat like throughout. I just wanted to make it a bit different, so I did that. I've got in my notes, I thought it was quite ingenious. It was quite ingenious. I think it's good how it turned out. And then I mixed it with Neutron 3. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it myself, because Neutron 3 is a plugin that I put the song through and it mixes it automatically. But what I'm trying to do is see how it mixes it and try to figure it out for myself how to do it. But it's good to have the help because it does a great job. Sometimes it fixes it and I don't like it and I don't know how to fix it, so I just take it off. But now I'm just trying to learn how to fix it with Neutron 3 and then how to fix it when I don't like it. So it's a big process and it's just taking a long time, but I'm quite happy now. At least I'm making beats that I like and I can put stuff out, so that's really cool. So that was on Monday, a full-on day. And then on Tuesday I started to learn how to do PPC marketing, so pay-per-click, so that I can advertise my podcast, my YouTube podcast on Google. And you'd think it was easy, but it's a bit tricky. It's not easy. I had to watch a few tutorials. I haven't still figured it out 100%. I have to watch a few more tutorials. And then I'll start using it, because usually I go through Fiverr and they do it, but if they're doing it so easily and they're getting thousands of views, then why can't I do it myself and get the views myself? So I'm still very cautious with Fiverr, which is a website that you can it's got lots of gigs and you can choose them. So I'm just kind of wondering, I wonder if sometimes they're buying the views, so it's not good. Excuse me. And so I edited the YouTube podcast. So I've got two programs that record this podcast. I've got the audio that I do on Ableton, and then I've got the video that I use my webcam for. So it's been cutting out a lot before, like a lot, but so far so good. And it's recording, so I'm keeping an eye on making sure that button is red. So on Tuesday I also finally finished the Rosie Result, which is a really awesome book that I recommend people read. Actually, read the Rosie Project, that's the first one, and the Rosie Result is the last one. It was really quite long, I think unnecessarily long, but yeah, it all tied it all into a bow at the end, so I was happy, but I just thought it was a bit long. And so the new book that I'm reading, because I love to read and I want to keep reading, is Tribes by Seth Godin. And Seth Godin is like a god of marketing, and it's a really good book about how to find your people, like find your tribe, like your audience. So that's really good. I'm really enjoying watching that, and I love that he's saying we need more leaders and we need you. And I thought, oh, that's really nice. And he's like, it's not as hard as you think it is, and anybody can do it, and you just have to get started and then you just learn as you go. So it's a really good book, and he's just making it sound a lot easier than people think. And I think when people hear leadership, they think, oh, it's scary. And it's really good. I really recommend it. It's quite a legendary sort of book in marketing. A lot of people have read it, and that's how I sort of heard about it. A lot of people quote it, so it's not very long and it's really, really easy to read. So that's another good thing. So, I'm trying to find my tribe, and whoever is watching, I hope you're my tribe and you'll go out and tell people about my podcast and share it with others, which is what a tribe is all about, like word of mouth. So that's really good. So that's what I did on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I had a doctor's appointment for Mum, and these doctor's appointments, like this particular doctor that she's found that we've got now, because we didn't like the last one, and I've put in a complaint to the hospital, and I'm just waiting to hear back on this particular doctor who did not do a good job. So now we've been given this doctor, and this one is crazy times 100 and just does a million tests, and it's unnecessary, because if you're going to do a lot of tests on someone, you're obviously going to find something. So obviously this doctor has now found something else, and the doctor said to me, I don't want to stress you out. And I'm like, you've already stressed me out, because this is the doctor that found out that Mum had breast cancer from the last, not breast cancer, they found something in her breast, and it was before before New Year's. And so then I was just stressing all through New Year's until we could get the results a few weeks ago. And it's like, and she's telling me, I do not want to stress you. I'm like, you already stressed me out previously, and it turned out to be nothing. And now they found something else in her lung. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And you're trying not to stress me out. And you found one thing before, and you stressed me out through New Year's, and it was a horrible New Year's. Now you found something else, and you stressed me out even more. And you're telling me you don't want to stress me out. Like, get lost. So now we're going to see, and she even did a blood test for Mum where they had to take 12 vials of blood from her. And, she's 74 years old. So it's like, how much can one person take? So, and some of the blood tests were like diseases, infectious diseases, and like, what the hell are you doing? Where is she going to get infectious disease from? Like, the worst is over. Like, get over it. So now we're going to see the head of the department and speak to him, and I'm just going to tell him, look, can we just get a normal doctor that knows what they're doing? They're not incompetent and they're not crazy, and, just a normal doctor who knows what they're doing and can just keep an eye on Mum, It's ridiculous. The drama, oh, God, I'm just getting a bit tired of this drama. So on Wednesday also I uploaded the previous episode 55, onto YouTube, and that took me quite a few hours, as it always does, YouTube. And then you have to put in like the description of the video, and then you have to put in all the keywords. You have to do all this research, and then you have to wait 2.5 hours for YouTube to upload it. So it takes a while. So I edited and I uploaded Slow Kill as well to YouTube, and uploaded it to YouTube and scheduled it for Friday. So Wednesday was a pretty busy day as well, from the doctor's appointment to the rest of the day spent trying to do all that I needed for the video to go up on YouTube. And it went up late. I think it went up about 6 o'clock, because for some reason it took 2.5 hours. I think it ended up being 3 hours until YouTube uploaded it. So that was a long day. So that was Wednesday. And then on Thursday was 39 degrees, so it was a stinker of a day. And when it's really hot, I can't sit and make beats. I just can't. I just get hot and sweaty and bothered, and I just can't be bothered. So I did not make any beats on Thursday. I grocery shopping, and then I went and saw a dermatologist, because the worst thing about doing YouTube videos is you making videos about yourself and you're criticizing your face. And the doctor said, this is a really good dermatologist I've seen in my whole life, like over 20 years. And, to see him, you have to wait like 2-3 months to get an appointment. And he's like, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, nothing wrong with your face. You're really lucky, your skin is really good, go away. So, he's like, we're not doing anything, there's nothing wrong. So that was nice to hear from him. It's a bit disappointing. I was hoping for like magic creams, and he's like, no, if there were magic creams, you would have known about them. There's no magic creams. And then, I tell a lie. On Thursday night, I went back to smoking hot. and I finished it. And this was a beat that I started a few weeks ago, but there was a sample in there and I couldn't loop it, couldn't figure out how to loop it. But for some reason it all fell together on Thursday night and I finished it. The guitar loop is awesome, and I thought this guitar loop is too good not to be heard, so I've got to record it. I've got to finish this beat and put it out, and it just sort of all came together on Thursday. I think I'm just overthinking things. I make things harder than what they really are. Excuse me, I have to drink from my unicorn mug. I've got some tea here, my mouth is drying up. Yeah, so I make things harder than they really are, and that one just sort of fell together. The loop is really quite big, so I don't know if I'm going to get into trouble for using the whole loop unedited, but we'll have to wait and see. If I've made a beat before with samples that I've got from Ableton, and I got a warning because they thought they saw it as stealing. And so I'm just going to have to wait and see what happens when I upload this beat to see if I get a warning. Hopefully not, but we'll see. So that was Thursday. And then on Friday was 44 degrees. And I'm sorry, that's just too hot. I think 44 is about 110 Fahrenheit. So it was a ridiculously hot day. The air conditioning was not working. So in the morning, I went to the beach for a few hours and I took a new beach tent with me, and it's got like all that foil lining for shielding from the sun, and I don't know if it worked because I was feeling a bit disoriented when I got home. So I don't know if I got some mild heat stroke or what, but yeah, that wasn't good. I wasn't feeling well for the rest of the day. I was feeling out of it, so I think I got some mild heat stroke. But I guess, 44 degree heat. Even in the morning was pretty hot. I think I got there about 10 and I left about 1. So I think it was like mid-30s. So yeah, really hot. And then I didn't do anything else for the rest of the day. It was just ridiculous. And the air conditioning wasn't even working, but I couldn't be bothered going anywhere. And then at night I watched Miss Americana about Taylor Swift on Netflix, and I used to be a fan, but then I wasn't because she just seemed like too conniving, like with all her squad and all that. And then just everything, all the other things, the feud with Katy Perry and all that. And I thought I'll watch it since I've got access to it. And I think I became a fan again. I think I got a bit more sympathy for her. And she's a very smart woman. Like, is she 30 now? I think she's 30 now. So yeah, she's growing up, and yeah, I like what she was talking about. So I definitely recommend you watch that. It's a really, really cool documentary. And then on Saturday, I always vacuum on Saturday, and then there's this website called Meetup where you can do various activities. So on Saturday I went to a meetup at a really cool cafe. It was really noisy and my hearing is not the best as it is. Geez, I wonder why. And I got stuck with some creepy guys, and they, you can't just get up and walk away. So, and then I started telling them about my podcast, and I'm like, I shouldn't have done that, because then they were asking questions. I'm like, so I made up a name, and I just said it's called Diary of Myself. Excuse me, because I didn't want them to hear or watch it. And I'm thinking, what if they find out where I live and come and get me? It's not going to happen. But yeah, it was a little unsettling. Like, one of the guys was really interesting, but 2 other ones were a bit creepy. And there were other girls there as well. There was me, there was 2 other girls there, and we were all sitting around this massive table. And it was very unusual to get stuck with that many creepy guys. Maybe it's me, you like attracts like, I don't know. I don't think I'm creepy though, but yeah, that was very unsettling, and it's like you can't just get up and walk away to the other end of the table. But one of the guys that was there, I noticed he was sitting next to a few people down, so he would have gotten up and walked away, and was sat in front of me. I don't know. But yeah, it's all an experience. You learn, you chat. What can you do? You try to put your attention on the least creepy people. And yeah, what can you do? Oh well, just best to be nice. And then when I got home, I watched The Two Popes on Netflix, and it's got I've forgotten what his name is. Anthony Hopkins, I think that's who it is. And the other guy from Game of Thrones who played the creepy priest that put everyone in jail and then they blew him up. He was the other pope, and he plays the current pope, and he was brilliant. It was a really good movie. My sister has seen it, and she said to me, "It's so boring, don't even bother." But something just said to me, definitely give it a go. So I listened to it, I watched it, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lovely movie, and having access to the Sistine Chapel as well, and it's just wonderful. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's based on the past pope, the German one, Ratzinger, who I didn't like because in the movie it showed that he stayed at a summer residence. Like, he was a sort of pope you don't want because he loves wealth, and he used to wear Gucci loafers or Prada loafers. And you're the head of the Catholic Church. I'm not a Catholic, and saying that, and your people are dying, they're starving, and you're wearing Gucci loafers, and you've got a massive summer residence. Like, it was a massive mansion. I don't know if it's the original one, the one that he had, but what's the Pope need a summer residence for? You got the Vatican, or go on pilgrimage somewhere. Go somewhere. I'm sure there are places that the Vatican knows about, that you can go on a retreat and nobody knows that you're there. It's just ridiculous. But it's really good to see that the current Pope is like, as good a Pope as you're going to get, where he was on the side of helping the people and be one with the people and not wanting wealth and luxury and things like that, which is, you're a Pope. Even as a priest, you should be renouncing all that. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Vatican. I just think it's all corrupt, and there's a lot of cover-up, obviously, and yeah, I'm not a fan at all. But after watching this documentary, it's good that this Pope seems to be a good Pope, even with what's happened before. So that's my take on popes in the Catholic Church. The Vatican. And I have actually been to the Vatican. It is amazing. Like, I've been to the Sistine Chapel as well, but they shush you, and it's like, what are you shushing people for? I think it's police in there. They shush you. Get lost. People want to look and talk and speak to their friends and point and make comments. It's the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo painted it. I think it was Michelangelo. So don't shush people. So that was Saturday, and then today is Sunday, and I'm very proud of myself that I finished my 30 days of yoga, but I think I did that on Friday. When's the 20? On Monday was 30 days of yoga. No. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. 30 days of yoga was on Thursday. I finished 30 days of yoga. I've never done every single day, and I even caught up so that I could finish my 30 days of yoga. I didn't like the last episode because she turned off the microphone and said, do your own thing. But I don't want to do my own thing. That's why I'm watching you. I want you to tell me what to do. So, yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. I did like 10 minutes. I'm like, this is stupid. And I'm over it. And it was really hot on Thursday. On Thursday, yeah, it was 39 degrees, so I'm like, this is nonsense. I don't want any part of this. So I finished it anyway. I finished my yoga, and how did I get to yoga from today? So today is Sunday, and it is the 2nd of Feb, so we're in February, and it's 11, I'm recording, it's 11:12 p.m. Look how late it is. And I watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and Miguel won, the Australian celeb, and I voted for Rhonda. But as if they're not going to let Miguel win. Like, he works on Channel 10 and this show is on Channel 10, so there's no way he's going to lose. And he's best friends with the host, like, so come on, you know. And so what did I do today? Today I went to the park and had a nice walk around, and then I went to the garden, and I just lopped some more leaves and trees and cleared it out. And then I slept, and then I watched I'm a Celeb, and then it took me 2 hours to get ready. My eye is still hurting, it's really sore. And I'm wearing the Kylie Balmain collection, which is really nice. I thought I'd try to match the background with all my balloons. I thought it was more pink and purpley, but there's lots of colours in there. But my purple eyeshadow, I've got pink eyeshadow and pink lipsticks, not very pink. Just light colours, because I find that heavy colours don't suit me. So yeah, that's it for the week. I'm hoping next week it's a lot cooler, so I want to try and make a few more beats. Now that I'm sort of getting into the rhythm of them and figuring out how to do them, and yeah. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Share the podcast with your friends or someone you think would like to see it. And I will catch you guys next week. And at the end of the podcast, you will see and hear my beat, hear it on hear it on the podcast, and see it on YouTube. Here is Thunder Rolls. Thanks for tuning in, tribe. Bye.